All right, so I want to talk about creative visioning. This is what today's episode is all about, and it's something that's made a huge impact in my life in terms of getting in touch with what I really want, what I like, and what makes me feel good. And it's also given me a lot of clarity in terms of where I should be going and what I should be doing in the actions. So I'll give you a little bit of background. I don't know if you guys know about creative visioning, but I first heard about it from David Beckham. You know that guy, soccer player, right? So apparently he and his wife use creative visioning, and that's how they create their life. In fact, I got a quote here from Miss Victoria, and she said, "I want to be as famous as Purcell Automatic." Now, in the U.S., we don't know what that is, but that's like saying I want to be as famous as Tide. And she had a real clear vision about that and made it happen. And I remember David Beckham talking about he did creative visioning in terms of his career, and he just bought and started a new soccer team in Miami and the whole thing. So it worked for them, and I was like, okay, so I did some research on it. And by the way, I got a little David Beckham story. You guys know him, right? Everyone knows David Beckham. So my son and his son, Brooklyn, are about the same age, and they both played soccer. And one day I went to a soccer game that my son was playing, and I go and I park, and I'm walking down from the parking lot, and there's these guys in the bushes. I'm like, what are these guys doing in the bushes? And they had these big old cameras. And I'm like, what are these guys doing? And I walk down on the field, and there's David Beckham. His son is playing my son's team. And so that's what they were doing. It was the paparazzi taking pictures of David Beckham watching his kids. So when I walked up to the field, David Beckham turned and saw me, and he got really, really depressed. Really sad. I mean, it was just visible. You know why? Because he realized when I walked up, he was the second best looking guy there now. Sorry. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, anyway, but nice guy. He's a really nice guy. I could hear him interact with his son and stuff, and I mean, he's very genuine. But anyway, so creative visioning. So that's my story about creative visioning. So what it is basically kind of like a form of meditation. I do it in the mornings. I've been doing it for a couple of years, and I got to say, it takes a little while to get used to it, to get used to doing it, and to allow it to happen. But what it's allowed to happen is it's allowed my inner vision, my inner voice, to come true. Because so much of what goes on is the two things I talked about before, which is our primitive caveman mind doesn't want us to take risks, doesn't want us to do things we're not comfortable doing, so it creates a lot of negative emotions and fear, and it stops us. It freezes us, right? From embarrassing ourselves or risking things that we have in life. And then we also have that social thing, right? The family and the parents, you can't do that, you're not good at that, you shouldn't do this, you should do this instead, go do this, blah, blah, blah. And we spend a lot of times a part of our lives doing things we don't want to do, that we don't really enjoy. And we find out, why am I not motivated to do this certain thing? Well, a lot of times it's because it's not really our vision. It's not what we want. And by doing creative visioning, I found that allowed that to flourish, okay? So I do it in the morning. I do a little bit of mindful meditation before I do it, and then I do this. And it's kind of a form of meditation. Anyone here have tried mindful meditation before, right? And your mind wanders, and sometimes you get a little frustrated, and da-da-da. And I've got a couple good books that I recommend for meditation if you haven't tried it, to try it. But I do a little bit of that, and then I'll do the creative visioning, okay? So I'm going to walk you guys through this. It takes about 15 minutes, all right? So get in a nice, comfortable place. If you meditate, position you meditate, you might want to sit up and then close your eyes, okay? The key here is to really, really hear and see your inner voice, okay? And I'm recording this. I'll put this on YouTube so you can play it again. I'll talk more about that later. So, first thing you want to do is just take a deep breath. Just breathe in, fill up your lungs, and then breathe out. And then breathe in again, nice and deep. And exhale. When you exhale, just try to release any kind of tension or pain or anything that was on your mind before. Just relax. And then just take gradual breaths, just like you normally would, in and out. And feel the top of your head relax. Any muscles there, feel them relax. And then feel your face relax. And feel that relaxation go down your neck, into your shoulders. And feel it go down into your arms. You can feel your upper arms relaxing, and your forearms and your fingers. And, maybe you feel a little tingle, a little warmth, but it's just, your body's just relaxing. And the relaxation goes down your chest. And you can feel your back. Maybe if there's some tension in your back, you can kind of feel that go away a little bit. Doesn't have to go away all the way, just a little bit. And you feel the relaxation go into your hips, and down to your thighs, and your calves, and all the way down into your feet. And then feel your face just one more time. Check your face. A lot of times we keep tension in our face. Just feel it relax. And you feel your eyelids and the muscles in your eyes. Just feel everything just relax. Take another breath and just be there. Be in the moment. Now I want you to think about compassion. Compassion is love. And feel a compassion in your body. Feel the compassion you have for yourself. Sense that you're a good person. And that you're here. You're always doing your best. You're a kind and loving person. And just feel that vibration or that light. Just feel it fill up your body. Whatever that sensation is. And always start with compassion for yourself because you know you're doing your best. And then feel that compassion radiate out into the room you're in. And just feel it fill up the room. Any beings in the room, and people or animals or bugs or anything, just feel compassion for everything in the room you're in. And then feel that compassion fill up whatever living space you're in. Go from room to room, and anyone or anything that's around you, just feel compassion and love for it. Just send it some love. And then feel that compassion go outside of wherever you're living into the neighborhood, into the city. It's like just a big bubble of compassion that's ever expanding. And it's growing and growing. And you're just sending love to everybody, all the people that are out there that are working and staying at home, and the nurses and the doctors and the poor folks with the disease. And you're just sending compassion and love to everybody. And that compassion is filling up the country and it's filling up the world. And just imagine yourself just giving the world a big hug. A nice big hug. And at the same time, feel that compassion coming back. Because that compassion is endless. Imagine all the people in the world sending love to you. And just sit in that compassion. So you have love. You can give love. You are love. Now, think about forgiveness. Think about something in your life or a person or situation that's might be causing you some tension or some angst. And forgive it. Just look that person or that thing right in the face. It could be this disease, and look in the face and say, I forgive you. Because I know you're doing your best. Everyone always does their best. And I forgive you. And then it forgives you, whatever that is, that person, that thing. And just kind of go through your life right now and all the things in your life that any areas you might have some tension or negative feeling towards, just forgive them. Because by forgiving them, you're releasing whatever that is. You're giving it back. Giving it away. So now you're in forgiveness. Now let's get into gratitude. Think about things that you're grateful for. It could be your health, family, the fact that you're alive and you're here. And it's a beautiful day. Just think of all the things that you're grateful for. Grateful for the money that you earn, maybe the food that you eat, friends, the fact that you've got a computer and you can get on a Zoom call. And then think about gratitude for you in the future, in the kind of person you are. And just feel grateful for the kind of person that you're becoming, that you're growing, that you're always working to become a better person and more compassionate and more kind and more forgiving. And be grateful for that person you're growing into. Now, in a state of gratitude, I want you to ask yourself, you can ask your inner child, your inner being, higher power, God, whatever you want to call it. And just ask this question to yourself. 5 years into the future, What does my life look and feel like? And you can start with waking up 5 years in the future and you're in your bed. And what do your sheets feel like? You open your eyes and you look around, and what does your room look like? You get out of bed and you go through your morning routine. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Who's around? Do you have family? Do you have pets? Do you have a beautiful view out your window? And imagine this life of prosperity and abundance. And you get up and you just go about getting ready for your day, go through your whole process, and then you go off to do the thing that you do to earn. The thing that you love to do, that you really love to do and you know that you're good at. And imagine you're going to that place of work. It could be another place in your room or an office or another space. And just feel all the sensations of going to that place and doing what you love. You can feel it, hear it, smell it. And just really allow that image to be created, that feeling to be created. And you've had a great day, and you've done all kinds of wonderful things, and imagine all the people that you work with, that you want to work with. And you go home and have a nice dinner with whoever you want to have dinner with. And you have an evening routine. And then you sit down at your table after you've eaten dinner and you think about how beautiful your life is and how many people that you've positively affected. Think about the people around you who are benefiting from you living your vision. It could be family, it could be coworkers, it could be clients, it could be vendors and people that you pay. And they're all benefiting from you living your vision. In fact, not only do they benefit, but people in their lives benefit. Because you're being a role model for them. You are living your life and your vision, and you're inspiring them to do the same. And imagine all those people and how good they're feeling about you because of what you're doing. And you hear a noise outside your door. There's a noise, kind of a rumbling. You hear like voices. And it's getting louder and louder and louder. And it's getting really loud. And you open that door. And there's all these people outside. They're either on the street or in your driveway or wherever you may be. There's people everywhere as far as you can see. And they're all chanting, "Thank you. Thank you." Because you've inspired them by living your life. You've helped them out. You've given them gifts. You've given them inspiration. There are people you know, and then there's people you see who are cheering you on who you don't even know. Because they know somebody who knows you or they've heard of you and they're inspired. And you look out in this crowd and it's as if you take a drone and you go up above it or a helicopter and you see people for as far as the eye can see. And then you see in the back there's people they don't have faces. You're like, who are these people? And you realize those are people in the future who are going to be inspired by you living your vision. They could be your grandchildren or relatives of people. It goes on forever. Because what you're doing by living your vision and living the life you are meant to live and living a life of joy and prosperity, you're affecting infinite number of people. It's the butterfly effect. It goes on forever. And they're all cheering for you. And they're all saying thank you because of what you've done. So now you come back inside, and you relax, and you go to bed. And you're just grateful for the fantastic life that you've created. Now, in that place of gratitude and joy, thinking about what you've done and how you've affected so many people, think about what you can do after this Zoom call. What kind of actions can you take to move in that direction? Just a few things you can do tonight. Just plan out your rest of your evening. What does it look like? Maybe making a phone call or writing something down or taking action on something. But just think about what the rest of your day looks like. And then bring yourself back to your breath. And just feel the vibration of all that love and all that energy. And then just ask yourself, do I have your blessing? And of course your answer is yes. And feel that energy and that light and that abundance in your body, because you're going to carry that with you the rest of tonight. And you're going to get out for this call and you're going to do some wonderful things and have a wonderful life. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So, who wants to share? Any thoughts? By the way, feel free to write something down if you got a thought you want to do. While you guys are kind of thinking about it, I know it takes a minute to kind of digest it. I've been doing this for a couple years, and I mentioned it takes some practice. And our subconscious mind, our primitive mind, is going to try to put stops and brakes on certain things. And just be aware of that. And it's okay, it's practice. My brother's a Buddhist, and he say, when he'd go meditate, he'd say, I'm going to practice. I was like, what do you mean you're going to practice? Can't you perfect it? Don't you know how to do it? He goes, no. And we all live between, progress and perfection. So the whole thing is it takes time to be able to allow this to flow, and it takes some practice, and there's going to be some resistance from those voices, right? Your caveman voice that says, no, you can't do that. Well, you crazy? How are you going to do that? You don't need to worry about the solution. You don't need to worry about the actions you need to take. When you create a visualize, just be in that vision. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of the law of attraction, but being in that place of gratitude and feeling and seeing it, it's now going to bring things to you, ideas, thoughts, people. You're going to start to notice all these things that you can do to make that vision happen. But it takes some practice. And be aware that there may be some frustration because when you first do it, you may be like, oh, this isn't nothing happening, or it may feel weird. Just give it some time. And there's several different people that do it. I got this part of this from a guy named Vishen, there's his book right here. And I'll post it in the notes, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. His name is Vishen Lakhiani. He runs Mind Valley. And there's several other ones on YouTube if you want to watch. I'll put mine on YouTube. And there's also, Lisa Nichols does one. She has a pretty neat one. But I do this every morning, and I just listen, and I listen to whatever they do. They walk me through the steps and the whole thing. And now I've gotten to the point where I can do it myself. But I got to say, it took a little while for it to start to happen, you guys, and now it just flows. I'll get to that point of asking, and I'll say, okay, what's my vision? And my mind just wanders into all kinds of wonderful places. And sometimes it'll happen in the middle of the day. I'll be in the middle of something, and something will come. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Let me go with that, and just go with that flow. Allow that inner voice, that inner child, the inner you to talk, to play. But it starts with gratitude. Starts with being a place of compassion for yourself and other people. And there's the thing about, the law of attraction and how it's like, okay, if you just think about having a car, it's going to come. Well, that's part of it, but you also have to take the action, right? There's action that goes with it. And without action, I don't know. You've got to take some action, and that's why I say you talk about your day, what you're going to do, and that's what's worked for me, because by doing this, not only do I get the clear vision of what I want, also the actions come to me. Like, what should I do? I should do that. And some ideas I hadn't even thought of. It's that in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, he talks about universal intelligence, right? And how ideas will come to you. Well, if you're in that mindset of being aware of what you want and being clear about it, those ideas will come to you.